The R-Fit footbed kit is available now at any of our authorized retailers. And for more information, you can always visit our website at www.roller.rydellskates.com.
Come celebrate summer with the Dairyland Dolls, Saturday, June 20th and Saturday, July 11th at the Hartmeyer Ice Arena. Doors at 5, action at 6. But wait, there's more. The Dairyland Dolls will be shaking things up with a special outdoor exhibition bout on Saturday, June 27th during the Festival Food Shake the Lake celebration at the Monona Terrace. Event opens at 5, Derby at 6. Come for Derby, stay for fireworks. Find the Derby in you. MadRollandDolls.com.
Hello out there on the internet land. My name is Justice Feelgood Marshall.
And I am Heidi Voltage.
Getting ready here to watch a Brewcity Bruisers B team, the Battlestars, go up against the Detroit B team, the Motor City Disassembly line. So far this weekend, the Battlestars Battlestars losing to the Fort Wayne B team by a score of 150 to 141, and the Detroit B team winning over the Dairyland Dolls B team from Madison, 177 to 140. So leading scorers for Detroit yesterday, a Swamp Stomp with 59 points. For the Battlestars, it was Kimber with 41. Think about the Motor City game last night. They were able to win that game, even they had 15 Darren penalties. That's so many Darren penalties.
Dang, wow, that is a lot. That makes it a little difficult, but they still managed to do so.
And the Battlestars only with 6 Darren penalties in their loss to the Fort Wayne B team, so we'll definitely see if that becomes a factor in this game coming up. Heidi Voltage, I believe that you have some background with the Brewcity Battlestars.
I do. I was a skater there for 5 years. 5, 6 years? No, God, it's longer than that. You lose track after a while. But 6 or 7 years. So it's been really great. And retired last year, giving my go with the announcing bit. So.
Well, it is my distinct pleasure to be joined by you.
Oh, mine too. This is very exciting. We're getting ready. About 30 seconds left to go before we get started. We'll go over the people that are the skaters playing today. We got number 10, Tanish, for Brewcity Bruisers in black. 10, Tanish is D. 100, Bashforth. 111 is Violet Femme. 111.26, Melancholy. 1200, Lunatrick. 131, Mary Mother Aquad. 1427, Lou Bird. 187, Ida Stroya. 206, Abracadabra. 2224, Danger. 28, Mother Tucker. 32, Schoolhouse Rock. 54, My Girl, Irish Vixen. 614, Karma Sutra. 69, Demanda Beaton. And 70 is Maven.
All right, we'll get to the Motor City line in a second, but it looks like we are in action over on the track. On the first jam is Melancholy for Brewcity Bruisers B team up against Motown Philly for Detroit. Already have a lead jammer, and that is Melancholy.
Actually, nope, that is Detroit's got the lead jam. Melancholy is still trying to fight her way through. Coming off a little bout of food poisoning is Melancholy.
Sorry, I had my colors reversed there on my sheet there, so that is actually Detroit. Detroit is in white, and Brewcity Battlestars are in the gold and black, which I should have figured out because that's a very Brewcity colors.
That is a very Brewcity color. Detroit picks up 5 on that one. That makes that a Rydell Skates Grand Slam. Getting started with the second jam here. We have Schoolhouse Rocks for Brewcity. And number 31, we have Terrettes.
No one in the penalty box just yet. Looks like a Detroit's jammer, Terrettes, already pushing out past the pivot line, and his lead jammer just in about the middle of turn 1. Still got number 32 for the Brewcity Bruisers, Schoolhouse Rock. Now breaks out. However, there's going to be some time here for Terrettes to try and take her points.
Approaches the pack here, trying to pick up at least 2 or 3. Schoolhouse Rock trying to make her way up to the pack. Coach is telling her to call that jam off, and she sure does. Picks up a little bit. Is it 3 that I could see? 3. Ooh, BCB picked up a few sneaking in there.
It looks like both teams got 3 on that one, so a little late on the call-off there as she had her back to the bench coach and could not see the signal for the call-off. Moving the score to 8-3 as the Battlestars get on the board. So both lead jams going to Detroit's B team so far. It's the Motor City Disassembly line.
Disassembling that pack, that's for sure. Jam number 3 underway. It looks like we got number 52 from Detroit. That's Swamp Stomp. And she gets lead for this jam. Not too far behind her, though, is Maven, number 90 for BCB.
All right, with the lead Swamp Stomp, once again the Detroit bench very loudly telling her to call it.
We can hear that through our mic or our headphones too.
So she will take 3 on that one, moving Motor City to 11.
The coach's shirt appropriately says, "Give them hell." He is giving them hell. Call off the jam.
Now on the jam line for Brewcity Battlestars, that is number 1126, Melancholy, back on the jam line.
And 728, that is Combat Cat. And BCB picks up the lead. Jam Melancholy with finger and power, but not too far behind her is Combat Cat. Probably going to give her a little bit of a run for her money. BCB's got a couple blockers hanging out there in the back. That's not going to be good for them trying to get any scoring position this time. But jam is called with a 0-0 jam for both.
Not able to turn lead jam or their first lead jammer status into any points right there. Coming up next, Motown Philly once again on the line for Motor City Disassembly line, and number 32, who is that over there?
That is number 32. That is Schoolhouse Rock. Looks like it got a little ring around the rosy, getting ready up at the top of the pack.
One blocker standing in the box for Brewcity Battlestars right now.
Lady's trying to keep a little bit of tight D defense there for BCB, but she sneaks through on the inside line, picks up lead jam for Detroit. Schoolhouse Rocks is still trying to fight with 2 of the Detroit blockers who's knocked them to the right inside.
Now in danger of being lapped as Motown Philly's entering.
And
goes up the inside line pretty easily. They are almost untouched. 5 points for Motor City Disassembly line.
I believe that's a Rydell Skates Grand Slam.
Indeed it is. Gnarly Quinn almost takes Schoolhouse Rock out of bounds, but Schoolhouse Rock stays inbounds. Unfortunately, she's also stuck in turn 1 and lapped again as Motown Philly puts up another 5. Now 10 so far.
Ooh, but she's heading to the box. I wasn't quite sure what the call was on that, but heading to the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. Schoolhouse Rocks is sprung from the box, from the pack.
Looks like that was a back block being called by our jammer ref. Umpire strikes back. So a little bit of time here for Schoolhouse Rock. About a minute left in this jam to try and get some more.
That's just what BCB needs right now with the Sakatumi Power Jam. Schoolhouse Rocks needs to make up for some of those points that were actually just scored upon her while she was stuck in the pack. Demanda Beaton's doing a good job trying to break up that front of the pack.
Once again, that's Gnarly Quinn getting some defense action there on Schoolhouse Rock. Back from the box is Motown Philly and finishes off that pass from before. She has 4. Looks like they're going to, well, they have to keep it running because they're in the lead jammer. So 25 seconds left in this jam.
BCB not able to capitalize on that Sakatumi Power Jam. Gets knocked to the inside. She's nothing but a little thing.
Fatal Femme forced the front of the pack there by a nice block from Brewcity. But still, Schoolhouse Rock struggling to get through here. Oh, a big hit from Ghetto Barbie puts it right back into the infield.
Time runs out as the skaters are trading off. New packs coming out.
Looks like 18-3 for Detroit on that one, as Schoolhouse Rock unable to get through her first scoring pass in a 2 minutes of play.
Looks like we still got a 4-4 pack out there. Relatively clean so far.
Got on the jam line, on the notorious RED jam line. That is Karma Sutra for the Battlestars and Terrorettes for Detroit. Lead jammer goes to Terrorettes.
Karma Sutra looking to find her way through. Looking for her blockers to give her a little bit of help. Making her way. And Terrorettes takes the outside and picks up another 5 points. Rydell Skates Grand Slam.
Right now the pack got Fatal Femme, Irish, and Alley Cat, or excuse me, Combat Cat. Holding
one of
back.
those cats.
Yeah, one of those cats.
Crazy ones.
Holding back Karma Sutra, who is still stuck on her opening pass.
Well, she could use a little bit of help from her blockers to get her way through there.
Top of the pack now, Brewcity trying to hold back Terrorettes for a second 5-point Grand Slam. Cannot do so. And Terrorettes thinking about calling and keeps it going.
Keeps it going because they now do have a Sakatumi Power Jam as Karma Sutra heads to the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box.
Motor City going to full passive defense or full passive offense on that one, and it worked out for us. Another 5 points for Terrorettes. Let's see how Detroit plays it this time. They're going to attack here in turn 3.
They try to open that outside lineup for them. No such luck.
So now Detroit has picked up 2 Brewcity blockers and brings the pack back. That forces the pivot from the Brewcity number 90, that is Maven, off of the box on an out-of-play engagement. Still 23 seconds left in this jam, and Terrorette's still picking up points.
Combat Cat is just like a little turnstile going back and forth on Karma Sutra as she re-enters the pack.
Yeah, the Detroit defense really tight so far in this game, and allowing 25 points and maybe a few more as just about 5 seconds left for Terrorettes to get some more here. Comes in out of turn 2. Looks like she got about maybe 2, maybe 3. Let's wait for the score. That's 3. So a big 27-0 jam for the Motor City Assembly line puts them in early control. After only 6 jams, they lead 56-6.
That was similar to the game earlier with Santa Cruz and Houston. It was 50-0 in the beginning, but Houston really kind of brought it back by capitalizing on a few of the penalties that Santa Cruz was making. Their jammer penalties. Can't score any points when you're sitting in that box. Melancholy steps over her blocker, but not fast enough as number 52 from Detroit, Swamp Stomp, picks up lead jam.
The pack speeds up quickly here. Detroit wants to take the front of the pack away. However, Brewcity sees what they're doing, and now the pack is at a pretty high pace here. Detroit has now taken the front. It's all black in the back.
Hey.
And it works out for Detroit, but with one Detroit blocker falling, I think that's going to be a wash. No, it's 2-1 with Brewcity getting the better of it.
Well, every point counts. Oh, bringing that camera right back in focus here. There we go. I don't know if it was just me or if it was the actual camera work.
Oh, so score correction, it was 2-2, so it was in fact a wash on that one. Still a 50-point game, the 8-8 favoring the team in white. Official review being called by coach for Motor City Disassembly line, who is probably going to give the referees hell.
I hope he does. Give him hell, coach. Give him hell. I feel like that's never going to get old. But when you wear a shirt like that, it should never get old.
So while we have a little time here, as we wait for the result of the official review, I want to give a shout out to Bruised Skate Nooses, the original over-the-shoulder roller skate holder with over 50 colors and patterns to fit your team, your league, or your personality. If 50 isn't enough, contact them for more customization options. You spend a lot of money on those skates. Don't shove them in a bag full of sweaty gear. Your skates hate that.
They do. Mine
All
really
caps
do.
hate that.
Well, let's talk about skates. Let's talk about Rydell skates. They are unmatched quality and unmatched performance, and they are a proud sponsor here at the 2015 Brouhaha, or you can hashtag that Brouhaha 2015. While you're sitting there on your computer, why don't you also check out Sock It To Me? Sock It To Me sells fun, funky socks. Socks with tacos, cupcakes, ninjas, mustaches, unicorns, and other magical things. I'm thinking rainbows. With over 200 sock designs, there is something for every personality, from punk rock to peacocks and everything else in between.
Who doesn't love a funky sock?
I don't know, but I want to know what's in between a peacock and some punk rock.
There's only one way to find out. Visit Sock It To Me.
That's right.
Still in review here. The referees now conferring as the coaches stand off to the side waiting for their decision.
As we are waiting their decision as well. I would also like to say goodbye to untied skate laces because derby laces stay tied tight and where you want them. Get yours at derbylaces.com.
Goodbye, lame laces.
Yeah. Mwah.
Never liked you anyway. So if you're just joining the Brouhaha action so far this weekend, had some pretty good events so far. Gotham with a really strong win over Minnesota, opening with a 101-0 lead before cruising to the final that is not a piece of paper ahead of me. Sorry about that.
Was that just in the opening jam, 101-0? Because that would be a hell of a 2 minutes.
It was over the course, I think, of the first 11, Minnesota was shut out. It would have been a better story had I had a piece of paper.
That's
My
all right.
apologies.
We'll make it up, but you should have watched it. And if you haven't watched it, you can still buy the DVD at Hinckley Productions, who is taking care of our video needs today. They have been a friend to Derby since 2008, which is a really long time, providing live video feed productions and bringing you this broadcast live for Brouhaha. So support free streaming needs, or free streaming Derby, in fact, by purchasing something at hinkleyproductions.com as /Brouhaha.
So we're back in action. Detroit has lost their official review, so they will not retain it.
Hell was not given enough.
But they do get lead jams. Combat Cat, as the Brewcity jammer Danger is stuck behind a wall of white as Combat Cat is threatening for the lapping, gets it as Danger got laid out in turn one there.
Yes, she did. We see her just trying to pirouette up at the top of the pack, but too late. She gets a track cut, and Combat Cat heads to the box. Coach is a little bit surprised by that call. Still in there is Danger. We're going to go the full 2 minutes for this jam as Detroit loses their lead jam status. 2-2-2-4. Danger heads off. I think that's her first time clearing the pack, coming up on her own scoring, and let me tell you, Battlestars kind of need that.
So we had a little update from our referee crew there. The official review that was not granted was Detroit was challenging 1 point in that previous jam that went 2-2, challenging that. Sorry, Brewcity should not have gotten their extra point, but they did, and that went 2-2.
And that's unfortunate for them. Ooh, and sneaking right back in there at BCB's blind spot is Combat Cat, who just re-entered the pack after finishing her trip to the box.
So really good power jam kill from Detroit's crew right there. As Sugar and Cyanide, Gnarly Quinn, Combat Cat, and Mean Streak is stuffing the Battlestars on that one. As Combat Cat now has 10 points in a jam that she has spent part in the penalty box.
Looks like we got a star pass off to Schoolhouse Rock as she tries to make her way out of the pack. Danger's like, I'm done with this. I'm going to pass this off to you, pal. Combat Cat picks up another 4 points on that pass.
Looks like Detroit's bench coach wanted Detroit to speed up because the jam was almost over and get to the front of the pack. It did not work out, though, and the jammer turned to pivot, which was number 32, Schoolhouse Rock, was able to pick up 4 points on that one. So 14-8 jam. Detroit now with a 72-16 lead after just about 12 minutes gone in this game.
Lining up, we have Maven for BCB, and we have number 75, I think. Not quite I can't quite see from my angle. Or 215 is Motown Philly. She did some damage out there last time she was jamming with. She's total points of 23 right now. And she makes it way through for a lead jam.
Once again, Detroit in control of the jam right here. However, we got 2 blockers going up from the box, 1 from each team. And now the jammer is a power jam for Motor City, as it looks like Maven was called on a track cut in turn 3.
That's right, not just any power jam, it's a Sakatumi power jam. And we have Motown Philly picking up another Rydell Skates Grand Slam.
Right, looks like a number 131, Mary Mother of Quad, was out of position and could not continue to block. This time, though, she gets out of bounds, falls down doing so.
It's all right. Sometimes you just got to use what you got.
Brew City with a wall of 2, falls apart at 20 feet, and 5 more points for Motor City, who's really giving the Battlestars the business right now, 87-16, less than a quarter of the way into this game.
Maven back in, looking to score some points. She has cleared the track, I do believe. Or cleared the pack the first time. 4 points were picked up on that last pass for Motown Philly. I think Maven would like just a little bit of help from her friends. Because facing a three blockers from Detroit is no joke.
Yeah, that is Oy Rich is giving her some trouble there.
Oy vey. That's what she's actually saying. Oy vey.
Helped out by Nikki Noxum and Cotton Candy Princess. Now Detroit threatening to hit 100 points before 15 minutes are gone. Detroit's bench coach is not happy about something, but I can't hear what it is, but it's very clear that his happiness level is low.
That's right, Maven gets through.
I love that track cut, I think, occurred on her initial pass, so she never actually got through until the very last seconds of the jam. 0 points for the Battlestars, 26 for Detroit.
That's a tough 2 minutes to pick up 0 points.
Indeed.
I hate that.
So now, at this rate, Detroit threatening for a 400-point game unless the Brew City can stop them here. They have called timeout to talk it over here.
Well, talking about talking it over, let's talk about Notorious R.E.D. Notorious by Notorious R.E.D. Hey, smell clean even if you play dirty. I don't even know if they have too many people out here playing too dirty. But get it here at Brouhaha, or you can also find it online at notoriousred.com.
It's a Notorious R.E.D. made by our friends, the Armovs. Tara Armov, one of the calmest, most polite people you will ever meet.
Is she that way on the track too?
Yes, absolutely.
Like, this is a nice way to skate.
And she always plays clean.
Oh, that's good. I hope she smells clean too.
Yes.
And refreshing.
So Motor City talking it over on the Notorious R.E.D. jammer line. Swamp Stomp, as we mentioned previously, was a leading scorer from last afternoon's game against the Dairyland Dolls with 59 points. Right now, she has only 5 points. Leading scorer for Philly is Philly. The reason I said that was Motown Philly is Detroit's leading scorer right now with 49. Terrorettes with 30, Combat Cat with 14, and Swamp Stomp with 5. Over on the Battlestar side, Schoolhouse Rock has almost all of their points with 14. Also, Melancholy has picked up 2.
That's right. Melancholy's right back on that jam line, our Notorious R.E.D. jam line, as well as number 52, Swamp Stomp.
Swamp Stomp is going to take the lead jam status.
Stomping her way through, but Melancholy, there she is. Not too far behind.
Melancholy with not the finger power, with the braid of power. And here comes Swamp Stomp trying to put Detroit over 100, and she's gonna get it.
Ooh, looks like we got picked up a multiplayer block on, I feel like it's BCB, but not sure. But in either case, Swamp Stomp picks up 2-0 for BCB. Somebody I know is going to the box.
Looks like that's the pivot from the previous jam.
Maybe.
Number
maybe that's just us speculating. Because we have 3-on-3 on the track. Well, maybe it was that call was on.
That was
Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit's jam. Detroit's pivot number 43, Fatal Femme.
That's right, 31. Tara Retz just powering her way through on the outside. making her own hole where there is no hole to be seen.
Now, Bruce City's wall splits a little bit in turn 2, and that's going to be an easy pass for Terrorettes.
That's right. Schoolhouse Rock just ahead of her. Terrorettes is probably making way to actually call the jam.
Looks like Detroit was trying to speed the pack to try and get their pivot out of the box, and they were successful in doing so. So Fatal Femme sprung at the very end of that jam. Good good penalty box management there by Detroit.
That is the key to success, especially when it comes right down to it. But we have a little bit more distance between us because we have 104-16 in favor of the Motor City Disassembly line.
Motown Philly is going to be holding that jam star for Detroit. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. And we have number 614, Karma Sutra for BCB, who actually takes a step in, trying to take a little shortcut, but gets the track cut and heads to the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. That's a mouthful.
It really is.
Like, who has to, why do they have to add on? It just used to be a casino. But now they have to add on a hotel this spring, so. Oh, wait, but she didn't have to go.
So Billy's waved back on there. Motown Philly is going to call it with 4. So a little bit of confusion with the jam star for Brewcity Bruisers. However, it turns into a 4-0 for Motor City. After 13 jams, only 1 lead jam call so far for Brewcity.
Well, that's what you need to score and win some games, is to make sure that you get lead jam as well as have, stay out of the penalty box as the jammer. Because you're not scoring any points and not making any friends.
Swamp Stomp is back on the line for Motor City.
As is Melancholy for BCB. Pushing her way through, trying to find a hole. But sneaking up on the inside is Swamp Stomp.
Yet another lead jam call for Detroit.
Detroit has, Melancholy finally makes her way through, passing 3 of those blockers. Though from Disassembly line, we have Cotton Candy Princess heading to the box. Jam is called before Melancholy can make it, score any points. That's a 4-0 jam.
So third one in a row, I believe, here for Motor City. Biggest jam so far, a huge 27-0 jam from Terrorettes.
Power jams will do that to you.
And it just so happens that Terrorettes is back on the jam line for Motor City Disassembly line.
And we also have number 32, Schoolhouse Rocks, up there as well. Ooh, little tiff and tumble there. Unfortunately, it was 2 BCB skaters. Schoolhouse Rocks makes it through, and I do believe that is a lead jam for BCB.
That's right. Schoolhouse Rock has some space on Terrace, as Terrace is still stuck behind, or stuck at the very end of the pack. Almost knocked out of bounds by number 28 there, but instead she goes to the box. That's Mother Tucker with her her 3rd trip so far in the game.
Yikes. Schoolhouse Rocks trying to make her way through. Trying to pass that last blocker. Looking to see where her jammer, the other jammer is, but listening to her coach to call that jam off.
So Bruce City gets a jam win for the first time in a while. 112 right now for Detroit and only 19 for the Brewcity Battlestars, with almost 20 minutes gone in the first half of this game.
Combat Cat back on the line, as well as Karma Sutra.
It's going to be a tough situation for Karma Sutra, as Bruce City only has 2 blockers out there to help her out.
Yikes. That's what I would do as a jammer. Oh, there she gives her a little tush. You want to play a little jammer on jammer defense, kill that clock so you can get your girls back out there to help you out.
Gnarly Quinn with a nice block there to force number 614 Karma Sutra back. And then while that's going on, Combat Cat's taking lead jammer and now threatening to lap at the exit of turn 2.
Got 4-on-1 blockers right at the top. BCB looking for a little help from her friends, trying to open her way through, but forgets about that jammer who just sneaked through for a right-out skate grand slam.
Pack pretty slow here in the middle of turn 3. We got Violet Femme working over Combat Cat, but Combat Cat claws her way through, and now she's got 10 with about 70 seconds left in this jam.
Looks like there's an attempt to do a star pass. Not sure if Karma Sutra's in the position to actually pass that off to her buddy. But in either case, Danger is trying to give Combat Cat a little some struggles up at the top, but isn't tough enough because she gets through for another Rydell Skates Grand Slam.
That's right. Karma Sutra has removed the cap, but has been unable to get it to her pivot or out of the pack.
Danger now donning the star for BCB. Not good enough as the Combat Cats calls the jam.
Another big jam for Detroit as a 19 to zip, making it 131 for Detroit and 19 for Brew City.
We're back on camera.
Oh, we're on television.
We got 131 for Detroit, 19 for the Battlestars.
Motown Philly will be jamming this next one for Detroit.
And she is really doing some work for them with the 53 points so far.
Melancholy, only 2 points, is going to try and add to that with this turn with the Jam Star.
And she finds her way through on that inside line. BCB takes lead jam. Not too far behind her is Detroit's 215 Motown Philly.
And let's see if Melancholy can turn it into something here. Swings in with the braid, knocked out of bounds, but calls it after. Oh no, wait, just two. So that's a 2-2 jam.
You got to be fast on that call off if you want to try and get some points and capitalize.
Yep, Detroit almost got all four, but looks like the fourth whistle occurred right as Motown Philly was sweeping through that pack. Swamp Stomp will be up next for Detroit with the star.
And we have Danger for BCB. It's a 3-3 pack for both sides.
Mother Tucker fouled out of last night's game against Fort Wayne, already on 4 with still 7 minutes to play in the first half here. So once again, penalty troubles for Mother Tucker.
That's right, but she's saying a couple other things that rhyme with Tucker.
Like Trucker.
Yeah. And she who makes it through is Swamp Stomp with lead jam for Detroit.
Swamp Stomp comes up to a slow pack and turn 2, jumps the apex and stays on her skates.
She stuck the landing.
Indeed, 5 points through the air.
Danger is out as well. Trying to get herself up in scoring position. And she pulls the double knee slide, calls the jam, but and picks up 2 on that last pass. BCB picks up 1.
It's like Eddie Van Halen sliding through the infield, north side through the straightaway there.
Minus the old guitar.
It's, Maven takes the jam star for Brewcity Battlestars, and this is Combat Cat wearing the star for Detroit. In the lineup there, we got Oi Rish, Ghetto Barbie, Mean Streak, and Tara Retz on the pack for Motor City. Mary Mother Quad, Violent Femme, Karma Sutra, and Bashforth out there for Brew City.
Nice. Combat Cat kind of just steps her way slowly into the pack, looking to find her hole. Ooh, she skated right on the inside, but she picks up a track cut. She kind of knows that she's skating off like, oh darn, shouldn't have done that.
So a much-needed power jam here for Brew City if they can battle through this tough defense. Tara Retz, Mean Streak right there, putting the hurt on.
There she goes. Maven gets through and picks up lead jam, a much-needed lead jam. BCB should be switching to all offense right now.
Maven looking for her first points of the game. Let's see how Brew City plays this entry. They're going to go and attack. However, one loses her footing. And now the pack is sped up as Maven is recycled by, I believe that was Ghetto Barbie with the pullback.
Yes, it is. See a little Barbie on the top of her helmet.
Ghetto Barbie with a forearm is being sent off.
Oh, but look who's back. That is Combat Cat, looking to make her way through.
Oh, nice little sidestep there to stay in bounds. She is through. She is not leading, not scoring. So Brew City controls the end of this jam. Maven will take 5, getting that point while the opposing jammer was in the box and while it was hot, indeed. So that is a 5-0 jam for the Battlestars. It's only about 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first half. Detroit still in control. Melancholy is going to be going up against the Motown Philly in this next one. Detroit is down 3 to 4 in the pack.
That's right. They got a lot of braids happening on this jam, on the notorious RED jam line. You think they talk about it like, hey, should you do the fishtail? Ooh, knocked to the outside. Oh, wow. Looking to really climb over the competition. That's Irish Vixen down on the ground. Pivot cap back on.
all sorts of trouble there, as looks like Motown Philly was sent to the box on. Umpire strikes back, comes over to talk to her about it.
It looks like there's an injury out on. No? It looks like there's a lot of confusion out there.
Yeah, it looked like when she went down, the Detroit Jammer was momentarily hurt while she was down. Someone fell over her. And I'm thinking what may have happened was the person who jumped over her may have gotten a misconduct for impacting a down skater. And Motown Philly incorrectly thought she was sent to the box. But that is a whole lot of speculation.
That is. I think what happened, I saw BCB taking the knee, as rightfully so. But they weren't quite sure because they saw the skater go down and crawling off, and then whistles blown, and I don't know what's going on.
No, umpire strikes back, talking over with the referee crew. What we do know is that Detroit is winning the game. It is 140 to 27 with about 4 minutes left on the stopped clock.
And it did get like really quiet in here too, so I'm wondering if there was an injury.
Yeah, it's strange. Like the crowd reacted as if somebody was downed, but then we couldn't find the downed skater.
Yeah, and medic is running over. We executed on all of the safety precautions.
In further confusion, it appears there is a jammer in the box for both teams now.
It's like old school. Jammerless jam.
So at this point, one of many things could be happening. So
right.
we'll just wait to find out the official word from the infield. And while we're waiting, we're going to talk about pizza.
Oh,
in fact,
my favorite.
Classic slice pizza. If you are watching this from your hotel room in Milwaukee, or if you were in the Wisconsin area, that makes Classic Slice Pizza your friendly neighborhood roller girl-owned pizzeria. Serving up huge slices, salads, desserts, and apps made from scratch. Specializing in vegetarian and vegan items, and the best gluten-free crust in the city. If you hate gluten, that's your place.
And they do have a good pizza, gluten-free.
A proud Brewcity Bruisers sponsor from the very beginning. Stop in this weekend and grab a slice and a $2 tall boy. I love tall boys. Classic Slice is in Bayview, and it is open until midnight for you night owls.
Fantastic. And next time that you are in the Milwaukee area, be sure to check out Potawatomi's Hotel and Casino. Play, stay, and get lucky at Milwaukee's #1 entertainment destination. Table games, dining, shows, hotel. Hey, it's all here, only at Potawatomi. Play all day and stay all night in Milwaukee's #1 entertainment destination and luxurious hotel. Book a room with gaming, entertainment, and dining. Play, stay, and get lucky at Potawatomi.
The excitement continues in the penalty box as Motown Philly ended the jam in the box, then left, then came back, and now was just released again. So she is now back on the bench and only one jammer. Oh, okay. Now we've got a different jammer in the box for Detroit. So I can only assume here that it has something to do with the injury. If the jam was called because they thought she was hurt, that would probably end up sending her to the box.
The quote-unquote injury.
Right.
The faux injury.
Right.
And, well, we got Mellon. Nope, now they're both standing.
Okay, so if they both at the same time, that makes sense because they probably will come out in 10 seconds. Once again, we apologize for speculation, but we just we are as curious as you are right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So this jam will start with both jammers in the box. We're not really sure how long they will have, but we're about to find out.
And we're not even sure who's about to come out first. 4-3 pack.
So many mysteries.
There is.
It is a 4-3 pack, and yeah, I think we're going to have 10 seconds for each right now as they're just waiting it out. We'll probably see them both come out at the same time here.
Yep, they were. Well, now that's an exciting start. That's not one you normally practice, but.
It is Melancholy with the braid is trying to get out first. 2 to beat as Swamp Stomp is stuck at the back of the pack. Brewcity Battlestars threatening for a lead jammer status, but no, it's Swamp Stomp.
She squeaks through on the outside. Melancholy finding her hole. Ooh.
It's
Nikki knocks him, or somebody knocks him, tries to sneak away, pull her back in. Swamp Stomp coming through to score some points, calls the jam, and she picks up 4 points and heads back to her bench.
Okay, and the jam was called for injury for the light screen. And that's what came out of the box. And also they had to sub out.
And here we go with our next jam, getting ready to get started. Terrorettes for Detroit 154, Irish Vixen puts on the star for BCB.
I am so happy to inform you that almost 90% of our speculation was correct.
Yes.
In fact, the jammer who was down got the low block. The jammer jumped over, got the misconduct.
Oh.
The jam was called on an incorrect injury, or a belief of injury.
Faking.
And that is why we had the jammer come back out.
Ah, faker. Hey, they don't. These refs don't mess around.
No, not at all.
But it is safety first. Nice, Irish Vixen. She picks up lead jam. I always say she looks like the Kool-Aid man coming through as she's barreling through, and I would say, oh yeah, lead jam.
Tara Rett's not too far behind. It's going to be a bang-bang call-up here. It's all black in the back. Natalie Quinn is passed for the first point. And did she call off the jam in time? Yes.
Yes, she did. 1-0 BCB picking up that point.
So the Battlestars getting on the board there in a quick one. Swamp Stomp coming back to the line with the Jammer Star. She is up against number 614, Karma Sutra.
Karma Sutra is going to really have to pull out some moves to get through this pack.
There is no one in the
Penalty box?
the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box for the moment.
They're playing all day, staying all night. Ooh, Karma Sutra, she tried to get through on the outside.
Lost her footing and fell in between turn 2. However, Swamp Stomp is now stuck at the back again. Combat Cat holding on the front of the pack as pivot. One to beat for Swamp Stomp, and she's able to do so. Lead jam to Swamp Stomp as she beat out Mary Mother of Quad in between turns 3 and 4.
Karma Sutra is still looking for a little help, asking her blockers to kind of open up their hole, but they're like, hey, jammer coming. Oh, I needed to play some defense. Instead, she picks up a Rydell skates grand slam.
5-0 for Swamp Stomp coming from more untouched on that pass. Now Karma Sutra is finally through, but plenty of time here for Swamp Stomp to try and get some more. She's got one to beat.
Big hits there by Mary Mother Quad to make her way through.
Nice job by Oiris there to cut off Mary Mother Quad, continuing her beating of Swamp Stomp. And that jam is called 153, a 9-0 jam, 153 to 28, as we are probably getting into what will be likely the last jam of the half, as we'll start with about 15 seconds left on the period clock.
Wearing the start for the first time tonight is number 69, Demanda Beaton. And I do believe we have number 215, Motown Philly. It is.
Motown Philly up the outside around a nice screen from Fatal Frem very quickly there. Demanda Beaton is trying to exit from the back.
Yeah. Trying to leg it out. And she does by getting through the pack.
Good strength there, but however, everyone goes to the outside and leaves about 100 yards of empty space on the inside line there for Motown Philly to end the half with a 4-0 jam to Detroit. That's going to bring us to a halftime score of 157 for the Detroit's B team, the Motor City Disassembly line, and 28 for the Brewcity B team, the Battlestars.
Well, we got some big numbers that have been put up so far by the Disassembly line. Motown Philly with 59 points, Terrorets 34 points, Swamp Stomp 31, Combat Cat with 33, and I think that's all for Detroit. The inverse there for the Battlestars, our big lead is Schoolhouse Rocks with 17 points, 1 point there for Danger, and 4 points for Melancholy.
That's right. Looks like penalty trouble so far. Fatal Femme with 4 for Detroit, and Mother Tucker with 5 for the Brewcity Battlestars. That's about 9 minutes left in halftime. My name is Justice Spielgun Marshall.
I am Heidi Voltage.
I'll be back at 9. All right, we're back here. This is about to start the second half.
We're being harassed
Second
here.
half of Motor City Disassembly Line versus Brewcity Battlestars. 157 for Detroit. This is the B team from Detroit, and 28 for Brewcity Battlestars, the B team from Milwaukee, Wisconsin's Brewcity Bruisers. Of course, we had good action all weekend long. If you remember earlier, I was about to tell you a story about scores, but
I love your
did
stories.
not have my stats.
I do.
So this is a different kind of story about stats that I had from previously in this weekend. Gotham with a 281 to 57 win over Minnesota. Detroit earlier today with a pretty good one over Madison, 178 to 154. Madison really punching above their weight there. Detroit is ranked 17. Madison ranked 36. So
Ooh, that was a good one.
Really good showing from Madison there. Yesterday, Tampa had a much better showing over Madison with a 265 to 139 game. That Tampa ranked number 23. Minnesota got a little payback for their loss to Gotham with a big win over Ohio, 284 to a number I failed to write down.
That's all right. A lot to a little.
In men's action, the Texas really showing that they are force to reckon with this year, beating Puget Sound 186 to 98. Puget Sound, of course, have been to the MRDA championships every year since they started existing. So Texas clearly showing that they are a threat for going deep into those MRDA championships. Also defeating the Twin City Terrors out of Minneapolis, Minnesota by a total of 342 to 67.
Jam whistle starting. Melancholy for BCB, trying to sneak up on the outside. There must be a banana peel, something out there, because both skaters fell at the same time. Melancholy looking to get back into the pack, extending that out. And we have number 215, Motown Philly, trying to make her way through as well. She sneaks through on the outside. Melancholy takes the inside route. I think Motown Philly got the better end of that deal, picks up lead Jam.
So we have Melancholy out of the pack as well, but Motown Philly, plenty of time here for points. She's got 3 and she's got 4, and she calls it. So another 4-0 Jam here for Detroit, who really pouring those on near the end of the first half. They exploded early in the game there by breaking 100 points almost before 15 minutes were up. But since the last 15 minutes, the scores have been a little bit lower, but still consistently on the side of the team in white, the Motor City Disassembly Line.
Looks like we got Schoolhouse Rock on the Jam line, on the notorious RED Jam line, as well as number 31, Terrorettes, or just Terror, as I was told that we can call her.
We got a GI Not Sorry is out there blocking Schoolhouse Rock.
Terrorettes taking it outside, heading to the box. BCB picks up a lead Jam.
So it's going to be a power jam for Schoolhouse Rock as she attempts to get Brewcity on the board for the first time in the second half.
Pushing on Demanda Ryan to open, Demanda beating to open up the hole for her, except she ends up going to the penalty box, so it looks like a back box penalty. Schoolhouse Rock picks up 5 points for a Rydell Skates Grand Slam. Coming back for more. Looking for a little help from her friends to get her through. Detroit with some solid defense up there at the top of the pack.
Oi Rish. No pass, no penalties. Oira stepped out of bounds while blocking Schoolhouse Rock there. Schoolhouse Rock with another 5. I think this is the first double-digit jam for the Battlestars in the game.
Oh, that's right. Terrorettes is back in this jam, looking to find her way through. BCB up at the top of the pack, splits them through. Mother Tucker looking to try and get one last hit on her, but is unfortunately unsuccessful.
Jam is going to...
Schoolhouse Rock is told to call a jam, which she does. Picks up 2 on that last pass, so I do believe that total is 12.
Exactly. Looks like I believe that was their biggest jam of the game so far.
Yeah, that it was.
Swamp Stomp taking the Jam Star for the Motor City Disassembly Line out of Detroit, Michigan. And that's Maven wearing the star for the black and gold of the Brewcity Battlestars. The home team, if you will.
That's right. 4-on-4 full pack. Whistle's blown, and she springs right through. Swamp Stomp.
Swamp Stomp went right into Violet Femme's chest, and Violet Femme looked back like, oh, that really hurt.
Oh, darn it. I know she normally wears glasses when she plays, or normally wears glasses in real life, but not when she plays. I always feel like sports goggles are the way to go.
Swamp Stomp is through with a lap point over Maven. That is 5 in the sky.
Maven looking to find her way through, up against 2, now 3, now 4 Detroit blockers.
Oh, beautiful block by Fatal Femme. Just sort of swung her hips out, and suddenly Maven was on the floor.
She's like, that's cute. You're trying to get through. Not quite.
Front of the pack there is Karma Sutra, unable to hold back Swamp Stomp, and in doing so, only gets herself sent to the box in an out-of-play block. Meanwhile, the relentless recycling keeps coming from Detroit here. That is Mean Streak and Fatal Femme, both living up to their names right here.
That's right. And Swamp Stomp picks up another 5 points, make for another Rydell Skates Grand Slam. And she is not done yet because she just picked up another 5 points in that jam.
Now Gnarly Quinn getting in on the action too, as Maven just has nowhere to go through this wall of white. Now Gnarly is going to string out the pack, and once
talk
again,
about gnarly.
Dumped by Fatal Femme again.
Oh boy.
Now this time Swamp Stomp is taken out nicely at the back of the pack by Violet Femme, finally getting revenge for the very beginning of that jam.
That's right. Ooh, 2. Whoa, man, Femme Fatale, just a bulldozer. That's through that wrecking ball.
Fatal Femme
look at that whip. When was the last time you saw a whip like that? And not when I'm not talking about in drills.
And it looks like Fatal Femme is going to the box for being too cool with that whip.
Do you think the forearm penalty? Do you think they called a forearm penalty on that?
It looked like she was just a little bit out of play there, so it was an out of play assist. Swamp Stomp, though, is now almost adding to her 30 points, but time will run out on her just before she penetrates for what would have been her 7th scoring pass. So a big 30-0 to...
Wow. I don't know. It's a really exciting jam, wasn't it?
Sorry I couldn't see that on the feed there. I just threw a pen at Heidi Boulder for absolutely no reason. I was surprised myself on that one.
That's all right. I'll get it all bandaged up before we go back live.
191 to 40 as Detroit picked up 75% of Brewcity's points on that one jam.
Combat Cat looking to get her way through. She says instead heading to the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box.
Oh, and a terrible,
and so guess who else
there.
is? That is Melancholy. She's also taking a trip to that box. So much for a Sakatumi Power Jam. So it's going to be like a Sakatumi half-a-second Power Jam.
Play musical chairs there as Combat Cat sat in the wrong jammer seat, and Melancholy had to wait to be allowed to sit in the seat.
I think Femme Fatale was going to hey, remember that cool whip that I had? I'm going to do that again.
Combat Cat is recycled. Both jammers on their initial pass here. Melancholy is through, though.
And she picks up not a lead jam, but just a full 2 minutes, but she's through and will be scoring first.
Combat Cat trying to get around Irish Vixen does so. Now both jammers free and clear to score. Of course, free and clear is not really what's happening to Melancholy right now, as she is being hammered by the Detroit defense.
Is there a free and... I thought that was a skater. Free and clear.
4-0 so far, but Combat Cat is going to match that.
Oh, it's actually 5.
Oh.
I mean, Melancholy picked up 5 on that last pass, making that a Rydell Skates Grand Slam.
So Combat Cat with 4. It's like Melancholy must have picked up that point out of the box.
Femme Fatale giving Melancholy a little bit of the business, said, hey, take a ride on this rear.
Around the outside, Combat Cat, one to beat. That is the captain for Brewcity. I destroyed her. 10 seconds left in this jam. It's almost all Detroit. Combat Cat leading 13-5 and has 4 seconds to make something else out of it. And
whistles are blown, signaling the end of that jam.
It looks like Brewcity added 4. Waiting to see if Detroit picked up any more. It looks like they did, waiting for the scoreboard update. Oh, there we go. 15-9 on that jam. 206-49. Detroit Motor City Assembly line still in control.
We got a 4-3 pack in favor of BCB. Little jammer on jammer action. Schoolhouse Rocks looking to find her way through. Not before Motown Philly is sprung from the pack, picking up lead jam for Detroit.
Ghetto Barbie all over Schoolhouse Rock, and in doing so, gets her sent off to the box with a forearm. It is a power jam for Detroit. Not like they need one, but they're going to get one. And that's a 5 in the sky for Motown Philly with still 90 seconds left in this jam.
Coming around again for her next scoring pass.
Oh, nice little signal there you saw from Cotton Candy Princess telling Jammer where to go. She is the only one playing offense there.
That's all right. She picks up another 5-point ride-out skate grand slam. Pack resets. Ladies talking, communication so important. Number 7 again coming in to play a little offense.
Oh, a nice job by 2224 Danger to try and force that recycle. But it only lasts so long as Combat Cat. Combat Cat is now on the floor. Motown Philly is through with 5 more points.
Schoolhouse Rock back in. Second to me power jam is over.
40 seconds left in this jam. Motown Philly still racking it up. She's got 15 so far, trying to penetrate that pack of Luna Trick, Danger, Mother Tucker, and Amanda Beaton.
That's right. Schoolhouse Rock is actually getting rocked at the top of the pack. Just recycled after recycled from those blockers, the white blockers out there.
Right now, Mean Streak is the last line defense and doing a great job of it.
Oh man, out of nowhere. It's like a bad car crash. Had the little star pass that just happened there. Danger snuck to the outside, taking a slide.
That was Cotton Candy Princess coming in with a big surprise hit at turn 3. And during all that, Motown Philly puts up a big 20-0. 226 right now to 48 for Detroit. So we got just under 20 minutes left to play in this game.
6-14 Karma Sutra is out on that notorious RED jam line, as well as number 52 Swamp Stomp.
We got a Gnarly Quinn, Nuketown in the box. Gnarly Quinn, Fatal Femme, and Combat Cat are the Detroit defense right now.
That's some good defense up there at the top, and not good enough because they cannot contain her stomping her way through.
Fatal Femme has just been all over the Brewcity blockers in this half. I don't know what she did at halftime, but she came out of the locker room upset about something.
She came in like a wrecking ball. That's what I'm saying.
5 more points here. Or the first 5 of the jam, I should say, but 5 more on the overall score for Swamp Stomp.
And who is just killing it for Detroit?
It's Gnarly Quinn forcing Karma Sutra to the back of the pack.
Gets tangled up there with the BCB blocker. As she heads off into the block, I'm probably speculating a low call block. I think that's Luna Trick.
Swamp Stomp will call with 10 points. Another big jam for Detroit.
Wow, that really puts Swamps down at 71 points so far. Motown Philly, though, still leads at 83 for Detroit.
Detroit now threatening to take a 200-point lead. Tara Etz is going to try and help them get there. She'll be jamming against Irish Vixen in what I think, no, not her first jam, but a rare jam for Irish Vixen.
That's right. Pushing her way through.
Ghetto Barbie, Nikki Knoxum out there holding back Irish Vixen. Tara Retz, though, having problems of her own.
Find her outside.
And finds the inside line, but finds...
Tara Retz heads off to the penalty box as Irish Vixen picks up lead jam and said, "Oh, yeah," she says.
She pushed her way with a forearm, says the jam ref. So it's plenty of time for Irish Vixen to try and move up Blue City's score. Goes to the boundary line and is knocked out by Nikki Knoxum. Looked like Melancholy was trying to force the track cut target out of bounds, but unable to do so.
That's right. You got to have some good communication, reading your blockers as a jammer. But it's okay. She gets through, picks up 5, ride out skates, grand slam.
Off to the box is Melancholy as the Bruce City pivot. And now Irish Vixen will call it off. Let's see if she was able to freeze the jammer in the box. No, she was not. But she does get a 7-0 jam, ending Detroit's nice little run there.
Which is not too shabby.
Combat Cat will take the star for the white and red of Detroit. She is up against Danger for the Brewcity Battlestars. Gnarly Quinn, Sugar and Cyanide and Nuketown out there as the Detroit pack.
And what we have for BCB is Leather Tucker, Schoolhouse Rocks, and Amanda Beaton. Let's see if they hold it tight enough to hold their Detroit Jammer inside, as Danger is trying to fight her way through at the back of that pack, looking for a hole.
Fatal Femme also out there wearing the pivot stripe for Detroit.
It's a tough place to be when you're 4-on-1, you know, going up against the Detroit blockers.
It's Combat Cat able to stay barely in balance on the straightaway. She's lead jammer. Now Danger trying to get around Fatal Femme, which hasn't been very easy so far tonight.
No, it hasn't.
Nice little diamond defense here.
And Combat Cat gets through, picks up another 5-point right out grand slam, as Danger gets recycled to the back of the pack, trying to still make her way through on her initial pass.
Gnarly Quinn now with the
fancy
defense.
feet. Sorry.
No problem. At the back of the pack, Gnarly Quinn with the defense, and while that was happening, Combat Cat with the fancy feet, getting 5 more points, bringing her jam total to 10, as Detroit's defense, it seems getting tougher and tougher as the game goes on here.
Yes, it does. I've been up against that Detroit defense before, and let me tell you, ain't no joke coming out of the Motor City.
15 now for Combat Cat, as this pack of Gnarly Quinn, Fatal Femme, Nuketown, and Sugar and Cyanide has been a nightmare for Danger so far.
Yes, it has. Actually, Danger has not been able to get through. Whether it's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Like 2 are just handling her, and when she gets to the top, there's 2 more.
Yeah, Fatal Femme being a great last line of defense all game long here. Finally, Danger is out with only 20 seconds left.
And she finally gets out. That's a long 2 minutes.
Unable to score any points, all she can do is force that call off from Detroit, who now have a 201-point lead, 256 to 55, with about a quarter of this game left to play.
That's right, and Detroit probably moves into the let's kill the penalty, let's kill the clock time. You know, take the jam a little bit longer. Let's kind of ride this out so we can get this game over with.
The skaters occupy the pivot line, as Motown Philly is the first to hit. Wearing the star for the Brewcity Battlestars is Karma Sutra, but she is getting recycled to the back there by Mean Streak. Meanwhile, lead jammer Motown Philly is threatening and scoring for points.
And gets through for another 5-point ride-out grand slam.
She seems to be enjoying herself.
She did. It looked like it. That's the best thing about derbies. You get a nice little fun play between the skaters.
And Motown Philly tries to go up the middle, changes to the outside, and is going to keep it running. She's going to thinking about it for quite a while. Her hands up like maybe, and there she does. Took her about half a revolution of the track to decide to call it. She does do so, and does keep just 1 point for Brewcity.
Hey, 1 point, that's better than no points, and we'll take it.
Absolutely true, 265 to 56. Detroit has been in control pretty much all game long with 13 minutes left to play. Out on the track here, Nikki Noxon, GI I'm Not Sorry, Fatal Femme, Terrette's the pack for Detroit, Bashforth, Bluebird, I Destroyer, and Melancholy, the pack for the Battlestars.
That's right, Irish Vixen is downing the start for BCB. Looking to get through, but it doesn't matter because for Detroit, that's number 52, Swamp Stomp, who picks up lead jam.
Nice little pirouette to stay on her feet there through that last hit at the top of the pack. And once again, Detroit is going to be picking up a lap point here. Fatal Femme tries to go for the whip, but didn't have quite enough space. However, Swamp Stomp says, I'll just do it myself.
That's right. Sometimes you got to take destiny in your own hands.
This is 5-0 so far. Now Swamp Stomp decides to call it as it's all white in the back of the pack there. Did not want to risk letting Brewcity get on the board there.
0 picked up for BCB. 270 Motor City, 56 for Battlestars. Another pivot line start. And we could just say pivot line, because there's no sponsors ever on the pivot line,
The pivot line 30 feet away from the notorious RED jammer line.
Exactly. We have Demand a Beating for BCB and number 728 Combat Cat.
It's like the Brewcity's blocker chased Combat Cat to 20 feet, had to let her go. Lead jammer Combat Cat, but once again threatening for a lap point if number 14 for Detroit, Irish. Just now we're going to be an Irish Vixen and an Irish. Nice.
That's like they're Irish.
Combat Cat is recycled by number 28, Mother Tucker.
Who has stayed clean. She's still holding 5 penalties, but she's doing much better this half.
Number 69, Amanda Beaton, demanding a back block right there, is sent to the backs. And looks like some confusion on the floor.
She's still holding that jammer star in her hand.
So that is a 5-0 jam that ended a little bit oddly as Combat Cat seemed to be looking at the bench, uncertain as what she wanted to be done. Motown Philly is jamming for Detroit.
And we have a Sock It To Me power jam.
And that would explain the confusion there as the jam was called off with the opposing jammer in the box.
BCB needs to be playing all defense at this point.
Looks like a forearm being called, so that's going to be a quick end.
Yeah.
And Motown Philly covering her face as she goes to the box.
Isn't she the one that last time that pulled the fake injury? Didn't she learn her lesson? At least she didn't crawl off the track this time.
I think fake may be too strong a word, but she definitely was the one who ended up on the track for a little while longer than the referees thought was pertinent to the situation.
That's right. So Amanda Beating is sprung from the box, looking to try and get her way through. At 3-on-1 up at the top of the pack. But back in this jam is jammer for Detroit. Motown Philly makes her way through, picks up another. Oh, she just cleared the pack on this time.
Coming out of the box.
We got a star pass situation that just happened here. Karma Sutra takes the star for BCB. Motown Philly looking to come through.
So she'll pick up 4. This jam will go full length as Karma Sutra is now the jammer after having received the star pass.
Motown Philly was looking at her coach, looking, hey, should I call it? And they're like, hey, guess what? You're not lead gem, so you can't. Oh, and picks up another 4 points each.
Motown Philly trying to force Karma Sutra out, but loses her footing, and advantage flips over to Brew City. However, it only lasts as long as it takes for Nuketown to drop her, and then Motown Philly comes up from behind as a jammer, adding her own defense to the situation. This jam will end with the jammers in a tight scrum in turn 2.
Looks like that last pass was 2-2 each.
So a pretty complicated 10-6 jam there.
Yep.
285 for Detroit, 62 for Brew City, 8 minutes to play. Looks like Fatal Femme, Oi, Rich, G, I'm Not Sorry are out there for Detroit as the box.
Melancholy back on the wearing the star there for BCB, as well as number 52 Swamp Stomp. And Melancholy fights her way through, picks up lead jam. Irish Vixen heading to the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box.
Swamp Stomp is about a half track behind. Let's see if Melancholy can turn some the points. Fatal Femme is the first line of defense this time. And Fatal Femme says no in dramatic fashion.
I feel like if she had her hand down, she'd be like, no, smashing her down to the ground. But BCB picks up 2 points on that last jam, 0 for Detroit.
It looks like Fatal Femme forced her out, but not before the hips were passed. So that's how Melancholy got those 2 points.
There we go again, 3-4 pack in favor of Detroit. Again at the pivot line.
Look at all that empty space between the jammers and the blockers.
What do you do? I feel like we should have advertising that's right between that space.
It's a danger 2-2-2-4. Threatening for a lead, but no. Combat Cat is out with the lead jammer status, as Danger having some trouble here with Gnarly Quinn, Cotton Candy Princess, Mean Streak.
Boy, they are a tight pack, aren't they?
Absolutely.
I feel like we've been saying that a few times for them.
Gnarly Quinn as the pivot now. The top of that nice little triangle defense from Detroit. Very stable.
BCB doing the same here with 4 holding Combat Cat there in the back of the pack, 4 on 4.
Combat Cat couldn't seem to find a place to put her arms. Just trying to get her around the blockers. And couldn't get her arms back under her own control for a second there.
Yeah, we got
and a nice run back there. Woo! Just barely catches Combat Cat. That was number 20, I would say 28. Was it Mother Tucker?
Mother Tucker? Mother Tucker. That would be number 28. We got 2 blockers heading to the back, 1 from each team. Jam is ended. 4 points are picked up for Detroit, 0 for BCB on that last pass, bringing us a grand total of 294, 64 in favor of Detroit.
Gnarly Quinn, the pivot coming off the track there, actually a graduate of Detroit's junior derby program. She's been playing junior derby for quite some time before finally coming up to Detroit and the big leagues, if you will.
How about that? Yep. Good for her.
This is Terror Etz wearing the Jam Star for Detroit, up against number 32, Schoolhouse Rock for the Brewcity Battlestars. Lead jammer is once again Terror Etz for Detroit.
Well, she didn't stutter on that move, and she's trying to get her way through, picking up a few. Oh, cleans the inside.
No one home on the inside line, an untouched 5 points there for Terror Etz. Oi Rish and Fatal Femme once again dropping the jammer.
I'm telling you, we should just call her Miley Cyrus because she's coming in like a wrecking ball every time.
All over the place.
Oh, no, second.
Effectively so.
Nice foot moves there by Schoolhouse Rocks. She landed those jumps, kind of like skating right, jumping right through.
Terror Etz is going to add 4 more and call it off, a 14-0 run for Terror Etz, and that pushes Detroit over the 300-point mark, 308 to 64 as we're ticking into the last 4 minutes of the game here.
That's right. No lead changes at all in this game, so there were no drinking lead changes. But if you're taking shots for every time there's a century mark, go ahead and do that now.
If you're taking shots for every Detroit lead jammer call, seek help immediately. Looks like in this jam it's going to be Melancholy with the star for Brewcity. Motown Philly takes the lead jammer for Detroit.
Melancholy's through. Probably make this a quick jam with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in this game. Oh, wow. Look, she's like, I can't stop. I can't stop spinning. I feel you, girl. Sometimes you just got to twirl.
Nice little 720 there from Motown Philly and ending that one with a 4-0.
Combat Cat coming back up to the line for Detroit. Number 90, Maven, will be joining her there on the notorious RAD Jam line.
We have no one in the...
Really? That's amazing. I love a 4-on-4 pack. Oh, you mean the Potawatomi?
The Potawatomi penalty box.
Hotel and casino.
Oh, the hotel and casino penalty box.
BCB challenging her there to get through, but she does pick up lead jam call.
Combat Cat lead jammer coming out of turn 4.
Right. Maven's trying to up against the wrecking ball. No such luck. She gets a little help from her friends with a 1-2 punch, which I would not want to be on the receiving end of.
Yeah, Fatal Femme is putting on an incredible show all game long here.
Yes, she is. And so are her friends, too.
Combat Cat is recycled by number 28. That is Mother Tucker.
Yikes. Maven is through. Not getting ready to score some points.
Detroit's bench coach is asking for the call-off, but
she's like, hey, I'm going to take this on my own.
No, it looks like Brewcity is able to turn that into some points. A 3-2 run for...
Yeah. Coach Give 'em Hell is all smiles over there, though.
So we are now into the last 2 minutes of the game. 3:15 for Detroit, 66 for Brewcity. Looks like we've got Nikki Noxum, Oi Rish, Mean Streak, Gnarly Quinn might be the last pack, depending on how this jam goes. On the other side, it is Femme Lunatric, Mary Mother of Quad, and Karma Sutra as the Brewcity pack.
And we have 52. Swamp Stomp is out with lead jam. Karma Sutra still trying to find her moves to get through.
Wow, nice little move there from Swamp Stomp, as Brewcity's blockers far out ahead of the action with the jammer, had to rush back to help. But as they do so, Swamp Stomp comes in and adds some more.
She does. We got 1 minute and 5 seconds left in this jam, 1 minute and 24 on the jam clock, but Swamp Stomp calls it, which means that we'll have one more jam.
So this last jam, or this next jam, will start with about 30 seconds left in the penalty clock. Oh, no, penalty clock, on the period clock. So might get one more in, depending on how the lead jammer situation goes, but unlikely. It is Terrorets up against Melancholy, as the blockers slowly drift towards the faraway land of the pivot line. It is Melancholy hits on the outside. Terrorets chooses the inside. Big pile up and a track cut on Terrorets. That's going to give lead jammer opportunity and status to a Melancholy for the Brewcity Battlestars.
That's right. Terrorets is going to have a seat, but I want to see how Melancholy is going to manage this one. Can she take the lead in this last minute and 36 seconds? I'm not sure, but I bet she's going to put up some points. Asking her, hey, come on, Ghetto Barbie, out of the way.
5 points so far for Melancholy. Pack is near stop in turn 3. Brewcity Battlestars go to active offense. That was number 54, Irish Vixen, coming and knocking GI I'm Not Sorry out of the way. However, Detroit manages to build up that formation again, and in doing so, picks up a multiplayer block on Ghetto Barbie, and Melancholy turns it into 5 more, says this game is over, calling it off with her 10-0.
And that brings us to an unofficial final score of 325 for Detroit Motor City Disassembly line and 76 points for the Brewcity Battlestars.
We're back on TV.
I'm going to probably say that could be official, but not 100% official.
That's right. So a very, very strong performance from Detroit's B team, winning a solid one there. We saw Fatal Femme just doing a great job in the pack, and had Motown Philly ending the game with over 100 points, 106 points as the leading scorer. Terrorets with 48. Swamp Stomp, don't forget her, she had 86. And Combat Cat with 84. So pretty tight 4-jammer rotation for Disassembly line. Everybody having some pretty good success there. Leading, go ahead.
I was going to say, the Battlestars, they kind of spread that out a little bit more. We had Schoolhouse Rock with 29, Melancholy with 24, Irish Vixen picking up 8, Karma Sutra with 7, and Maven with 7 as well. In danger. She picked up 1 point in there, too. As the ladies slap hands, we're getting ready for the next game coming up on this track. That will be the Brewcity Bruiser All-Stars, as well as they will be facing the Treasure Valley All-Stars from Boise, Idaho.
Okay. Looks like we are, or the house announcers are doing the MVP awards here. And we just conferred with them over here. I'm pretty sure that what they thought was exactly what we thought, which was Fatal Femme as the MVP for Detroit, and over on the Battlestar side, Melancholy and the Braid of Power.
That's right. I would take them both as well. Great job, ladies. Thank you so much for being with us this evening, wherever morning, wherever it is that you are. Stay tuned again for the next game that's getting started here on this track, or check out the other action on the opposite track. My name is Heidi Voltage.
I'm Justice Feelgood Marshall.
And we're signing off.
Hey everybody, this is Zach here from Rydell Skates, and we're here to talk to you today about an exciting new product we have. This is our R-Fit footbed kit. It's designed to help alleviate pain and reduce some soreness that people commonly get while skating. First, let's talk about the R-Fit footbed itself. It's a high-density foam with a soft top cover on it. It allows for a lot more cushion and support for a safer and more effective skating session. On the back side, there's Velcro components that allow you to attach adjustable arch supports and heel wedges to it, which is really where all the customization comes in. Installed in the footbed is a blue arch support, which is neutral. There's also a red arch support, which is for high arches, and an orange arch support, which is for low arches. Installation and swapping them out is really simple. All you need to do is just peel the Velcro off and then install the new insert. The heel is another area of customization. You can use the included purple heel lift to elevate the heel in the boot, which can reduce heel slippage, irritation, or shin splints. Or you can use the included green heel wedge. It's angled, so depending on the way you install it, it can help correct pronation or supination issues. This metatarsal pad can be installed on the top side of the footbed to help reduce numbness in the toe and ball area of the foot. Getting the proper fit is really simple. What you'll need to do is take your existing insole out of your skates. Then all you need to do is line the two up on top of each other and trace and trim to fit. The R-Fit footbed kit is available now at any of our authorized retailers. And for more information, you can always visit our website at www.roller.rydellskates.com.
Come celebrate summer with the Dairyland Dolls, Saturday, June 20th and Saturday, July 11th at the Hartmeyer Ice Arena. Doors at 5, action at 6. But wait, there's more. The Dairyland Dolls will be shaking things up with a special outdoor exhibition bout on Saturday, June 27th during the Festival Food Shake the Lake celebration at the Monona Terrace. Event opens at 5, derby at 6. Come for derby, stay for fireworks. Find the derby in you. MadRollandDolls.com.